You ready?
Let's do it.
There we go.
We haven't had our music. We did a bunch of.
We should have got up on stage and just blasted this song.
We should have asked those guys next door. So when we were in the Vulcan Shack, the guys next door that were doing all the music. Right?
Yeah.
I brought them some popcorn one day.
Yeah, they like it. They were vaping hard.
Yeah, super nice guys. But I should have said, "Hey, will you guys play our theme song?"
Yeah,
But
that would have been hilarious.
yeah, I gotta think ahead.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts, Tyler and
Jimmy Miller.
We were in the flesh at Worlds
In the flesh for a week.
But before that, we got to give a big shout out to the title sponsor of King of the Court podcast, which is The Pickler.
The Pickler.
We love The Pickler. They are incredible. They do indoor pickleball facilities, the number one indoor pickleball facility in the entire world. They've sold over 375 locations, and they will have probably 25 to 30 open by the end of this year.
Fun fact.
Knock on wood.
Fun fact. Somebody, I won't say which one, but somebody who also owns several indoor facilities, went up to George of the Pickler,
Fangirling over him.
fangirling and said, "How do you do it? Teach me your ways."
Yeah.
And they were and they were like,
And they were competitors.
and they're competitors. And they were we're talking to George about
Yeah.
what they can do and how he's been able to build what he's been able to build. And yeah, I mean, that just shows you they're the leading
Yeah.
indoor facility in the entire world. They're blowing it up. They have, like you said, 370 locations already confirmed. They have 60 leases signed, which is the craziest part. That means there's 60 money has exchanged hands in 60 locations.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome. Thank you for the support. If you are interested in opening up your own Pickler
yeah,
pickleball venue,
or
reach
just
out.
joining.
Or just joining.
Code KOTC.
Use code KOTC and reach out at thepickler.com and tell them that the guys at King of the Court, KOTC, sent you.
Yes.
Also, another big shout out to Pickleball Central. They are the also number one online retailer in all things pickleball.
We only work with number ones.
What's really cool about Pickleball Central is you can demo any of their paddles with a free return policy of up to, I think, 30 days.
Yeah.
And so if you're not quite sure what you want, you can go check it out. It's not specific to one brand. It's multiple brands. And so go check them out and use code KOTC for the best discount out there.
Yeah. So at Worlds
KOTC 1124 is the discount code
for
this month.
At Worlds, that massive Pickleball Central tent, biggest one I've seen.
Yep.
And I only had a small little bag. And so I went through the tent.
Do you rate it? Do you steal anything?
No, but I went through the tent and there were so many things that I wanted. And so then I got on Pickleball Central and ordered it with our code. I used our own code.
You used our own code?
Our own code. Yeah.
Nice.
Because I couldn't take any of that stuff home.
Was it active, the code?
Yeah, it was at the time, but
right.
It's not active for all items.
Okay. Also, huge shout out to Stack Athletics. They also had their trailer there at Worlds.
Yeah.
Incredible trailer. Really cool.
Yeah. So Stack has a early access Black Friday sale. It starts tomorrow. So this will air
Probably Wednesday.
So it will have been going by the time this airs. It goes through Sunday, what's that date? Sunday the 17th?
Sounds like it.
If you use code KOTC, you get between 30 and 60% off depending on the item.
On all items?
Depending on the item, yes.
Sure. But all items are...
all items.
Wow.
This includes, let me just be clear, all the fall stuff. This isn't like closeout, blowout, last year, yeah, springtime. All the fall stuff. You know those hoodies they had at Worlds, those black ones?
Yeah.
Hayden was wearing one, by the way.
Yeah.
You have one. George, everybody has one. Those are included. And then the best dressed man in pickleball himself, Michael Lloyd. His purple shorts and purple shirt and everything Michael Lloyd was wearing.
Yeah.
All of that is included in this sale.
Yeah.
So they will sell out. It will sell out very, very quickly. It's going to sell out. Christmas is coming. You have 6 weeks till Christmas, just so you guys know. Men, mostly. Just so you're aware.
What are you getting me for Christmas?
Dude, I'm going to get you some sick.
Give me a pudgy.
Oh my, I'm giving you something that has value.
That does have value.
Okay. So go to stackathletics.com, right?
Choose whatever you want.
Use code KOTC.
Yep.
Yeah, and check it out. Honestly, like there was a dude came up to us from North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Which one?
South, I thought.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
And he was wearing all Stack gear.
Yeah.
And he said he wears Stack gear because of us.
Yeah.
Is that Gloria's husband? I think the lady's name was Gloria.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember if they were the same, but Gloria also was pumped to see us. Said it was a highlight of her weekend.
Yeah.
So, anyways, check them out, Stack Athletics.
All right, thank you to our sponsors. Without you guys, this show would not be possible. So thank you, and go support them if you're interested in any of their items. All right, Jimmy.
Yes.
Both of us were in Dallas at Worlds.
Yeah.
So it gave us the rundown. There were 2 days that were bad weather. Outside of those 2 days, everything else was running pretty smoothly.
Yeah. So if you have never been to Worlds, I'm just going to tell you, if you are watching this pod, you're a fan of pickleball. If you've never been to Worlds, put it on your bucket list.
I was trying to think back to all the tournaments I've attended, and I think I can honestly say that Worlds, the environment, the atmosphere, everything about it is the best tournament that I've ever been to in pickleball.
I agree. I mean, the people in charge, I think was it Kristen Morgan, Bryce's wife, Kristen Morgan, and Tanner.
I mean, there's a lot of people running it, but
But they
yes.
literally have been working on it since November.
Yeah.
Those two did a phenomenal job.
I'm assuming you're referring to the previous year.
Yeah, previous year.
Yeah.
Yes. No, since November 1st, it was crazy. They got it all done in like a couple days.
Yeah.
They did an insane job. But
Yeah.
the one thing is I've been to, and you have as well, I've been to Nationals at Indian Wells. And while the venue is iconic, it's a cool spot, but it didn't have the same feel. Maybe because it was a little bit disjointed, maybe because of how it's a little bit bigger. But this was the best pickleball event I've ever attended.
Yeah. And for those that did attend the first year, they improved it quite a bit the second year.
100%.
Yeah. And the next year they're doing it, it's going to be even better, they said.
Yeah, tenfold. So Pickleball Boulevard is just full of vendors. I mean, they have games. They have, food, music, live music. We were literally right across from the main stage.
Yeah.
So there was live music every night. I mean, it was just a party. Yeah. And then, of course, they had 86 courts.
Yeah.
Which is also insane.
The other thing I was thinking about is with these larger facilities, oftentimes it takes a while to get from one end to the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's set up, but it feels like to get almost anywhere is within 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was close. That's what I was saying. That's how I felt. Indian Wells took forever.
Yeah.
And this was, and Indian Wells felt like there was a few different spots of like gatherings of people, but this felt like there was just people everywhere.
Yeah.
And so you were always in on the action. Championship court held 2,000 plus people. It was packed every single day. Just about. Grandstand court was amazing. I mean, the whole thing was top notch.
Yeah.
They had plenty of bathrooms.
Yep.
Right?
They
Lots
did.
of bathrooms for once. I know that was the knock last year. I truly I can't speak highly enough. If you're a pickleball fan, it's worth it to go.
Yep.
So yeah, we were there. We were there from Tuesday to Sunday.
Also, our KOTC code should work for next year and any other pickleball tournament.
Yeah. And remember, they had MLP that weekend, and then they turned around and did.
So
PPA
I think
Worlds.
Connor. So we interviewed quite a few players out there, and Connor Pardo came on, and I think he said there was about 10 straight days of pickleball.
Yeah, which was crazy. And so one thing about Texas, guys, I've been to Texas, but I've never. We were sitting in. You and I were lucky. We happened to be sitting in the Vulcan trailer at the time. And we're just sitting there enjoying the day. It was overcast all day, but it was fine. And all of a sudden, it was like straight monsoon.
Yeah. Within seconds.
Seconds. I mean, it was full monsoon. The Pickleball Boulevard became a river, legitimately.
It was so funny. There was a cone. I don't know if you saw. There was a cone that was in that river, and it was just floating down.
Yeah.
And this is where, in the middle of the boulevard.
Yeah. And you literally had to we had this overhang. And nobody was safe. You had to go dump the water off the overhang because it was
like a canopy thing.
Incredible. For probably 20 to 30 minutes, it rained that hard.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. I mean, it rains hard in Utah, and then it stops after 5 minutes, and then the sun comes out.
Yep.
This was crazy
Yep.
storm. So that was the only time that really there was anything that, like a major weather issue. Earlier in the week, there was another one, but
Yep.
they had indoor. That's the other thing. They have indoor courts too.
They did, yes.
So they were able to kind of move everything inside.
Yep.
And yeah.
So really cool. Great setup. Worlds was great. All right, so let's get into some of the things that happened. There were so many matches and great matches and fun things that happened. So hopefully we can cover some of those more discussed matches. But first and foremost, Jimmy was in an Uber and it got pulled over.
Yeah. So
What happened?
I had this Uber driver, and he was brand new. He told me he'd only been driving Uber for like 2 days, and we were going towards the hotel, and it was one of those ones where there's like a turn lane, and then you go straight. There's a turn lane, but it has like the concrete median. Well, he missed the turn to go right, and so he goes to the straight lane and then turns right anyways around the median.
Gotcha.
And boom, she lights us up, pulls us over.
It was a girl?
The police officer was a girl.
Did she give a ticket?
No, so we only got a warning, but this dude, and look, I don't know his situation, but he was freaking out.
Your driver?
The driver was freaking out, losing his mind, talking a million miles a minute. Oh my gosh, hope she doesn't give me a ticket. He's like, well, I don't have any warrants. I don't think I have any warrants. I wouldn't be driving Uber if I had warrants. And I'm like, bro, chill. It's okay. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that serious. You literally made a turn, And he's like, I just hope she gives me a warning. And I was like, dude, chill. Like I said, you sound like you have warrants.
Yeah.
So she comes up. He tells her he's driving Uber. Apologizes for making the turn. She literally was like, okay, give me a second. Comes back. She said, I'm going to give you a warning. And
boom.
When she gave him the warning, I promise you, he went like this, and there was legit sweat.
Did you give him a tip? 5-star or 4-star?
I 5-starred him still, and I still gave him a big tip because I felt bad.
You didn't give him a tip.
I tip every time.
Do you really?
I'm a big Uber tipper.
What, 15, 20%?
Yeah, if not more. Especially these little rides. Like, it was only $7 to get from the hotel to the venue.
Yeah.
I was basically tipping 100%.
Hey, I'll Uber you home right after this.
Yeah.
can
I
give
tip
me a-
100. I tip 100% on those.
All right.
I just want to make it worth their time, right?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Uber driver got pulled over. One of many things that happened.
Speaking of drivers,
Yeah.
I think there was another driver there.
Yeah. There's a rumor out there.
Uh-huh.
There's a driver that wasn't there. So there was no mistaken for me getting my shoulders rubbed because the rumor is, and I don't know, I mean, we have not been able to confirm this, but Scott,
Barbecue
Annalise
Scott?
bus driver, Barbecue Scott, is no longer a part of Team Waters. There was a new guy, smaller. He must just be a driver and not a bodyguard because the new dude was smaller than Annalie. Wearing all paddle tech. Have you ever seen how caddies in golf get sponsored? They actually get their own sponsors.
I don't follow golf.
Yeah. So Stevie Williams used to be Tiger Woods caddy, and he was getting more sponsorship money than any other player on tour besides Tiger.
Yeah.
Because he was on TV as much as Tiger.
Sure.
So he had like Valvoline, he had all sorts of stuff. Well, this dude, who is obviously going to be shown on TV nonstop with Annalie, was head to toe decked out in paddle tech gear.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a smart move by paddle tech.
Yeah.
I don't know if he gets paid extra for that. Anyways, he was carrying her bag. When the match ends, she sprints to the bus. And yeah, it wasn't Scott. It wasn't Mr. Scott. The rumor was that they let him go. I don't know why. I don't know.
Was it the massage he gave to you?
I wonder if he was upset and he had like a falling out with Steven because, maybe he was a little bit jealous.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know. Or maybe him and Steven got too close. I don't know. But the rumor is he's no longer with them, which is too bad.
Do you think he would come on the pod?
I feel like he should come on the pod and do a tell-all. Mr. Scott, if you're listening, reach out. Love to have you on the pod. Let us know what really goes on the bus.
Okay.
Right?
So this was a progression tournament, so that means one match of each event per day, assuming
Yeah.
you keep winning.
Yeah.
We started off with men's singles, and Ryan Cherry,
Share Bear.
he missed his match.
Yeah.
Give us the rundown of what happened with him.
Well, allegedly, he went too hard the night before.
But this wasn't at the club. This was at the hotel.
It was at the hotel. He went too hard and had too much ice cream.
Too much ice cream.
And it hurt his tummy.
That's right.
And he got a little bit of a tummy ache and ended up missing his match because he didn't feel well, was up all night eating, or up all night, I assume, using the restroom. I don't know what was happening.
I don't think he was using the restroom. I think he was just binging out on ice cream.
Yes, and he slept in and missed his match.
Yeah.
And Cher Bear was fined $10,000 for missing his match.
Did you see the email?
Yes. Did you see Bluebell responded?
I did not.
And they said they will send him a bunch of ice cream to make up for it. Yeah. Cher Bear kind of big time me.
Really? What'd you do?
Well, I mean, he was all in and hanging out and wanted to come on the pod, and everybody's, Cher Bear, every time I see him, great time together. And then when all the celebs got there, and Cher Bear got in his element, us little people didn't matter anymore. He kind of started big timing people. I was a little bit disappointed, I'll be honest. I thought Cher Bear was a man of the people, but when Chris Humphries and all the big time, Chris Humphries is not a big time celebrity, but Terrell Owens and all these celebs got there for that celeb pro-am.
Hey, I played with Terrell.
Yeah, he's terrible. But when they showed up, Cher Bear was no longer a man of the people. He kind of started big timing,
Okay.
Big timing us little guys. So that, I mean,
I
expected
feel like
more.
that's something that should have happened to me with the ice cream.
Yeah, but dude, you have clearly like an iron gut. So we have lots of stories from this weekend. So I get this call on Saturday night. First of all, my phone is, I'm packing up because I have an early flight Sunday morning, okay? And my phone is ringing off the hook. ringing. And I'm like, and it's some number I don't recognize. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And it's just ringing and ringing and ringing. And they're calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. Finally, I answer it. And little kid, little small tiny voice. Is this Jimmy? Said, who is this? It's Jack Pickleball. Little Jack, for those that don't know, Jack is a legend. Jack has been playing since he was, 5?
Yeah.
He is sponsored by Yola. Great player. He ended up making the gold medal match in boys mixed down there at PPA Juniors. He's a solid player. We spent some time with Jack. Anyways, you gave Jack my phone number.
I did.
He saw you in the hotel.
Yep.
And you gave him my number.
I did. I told him to call him.
And he did.
And he said, Jimmy's not answering. I said, keep calling.
And he did for a long time. And I said, Jack, what's Tyler doing? And he said, he's eating ice cream. So that doesn't surprise me. So shout out to Jack. Also my other nephew, Leo Chun, big gold medal. But yesterday I get a text from Jack's mom, Courtney. And she's like apologizing profusely for Jack calling me. She's like, they called you 1,000 times. I'm so sorry. So anyways, Jack is a stud. He is the future of the sport. Good kid. I would absolutely wreck him at Fortnite. But other than that, yeah.
Okay, let's get into the matches. Do you want to just bounce around or do you want to go through each one?
Well, let's go through each one, but we can do it quickly. Like, let's go.
Okay, we'll start with men's singles.
Yeah, men's singles. Okay. I'd say the biggest surprise in men's singles is Michael Lloyd.
Michael Lloyd with a butterfly tattoo.
Michael Lloyd, we have a podcast releasing with Michael Lloyd.
Yeah.
Fresh off his singles win over Kwong.
Yes.
So one thing he mentions, and I won't do too many spoilers, but he said when he was in Vegas, for those that don't know, he made a semifinals run in Vegas. He said when he was in Vegas, he was walking off the court and somebody made a comment. He said he wouldn't say who, which is disappointing because I would love to know. And they basically were talking, and they said that he had a very easy road to the semis. And he said that kind of fueled him, like it was discrediting his run. And so Michael Lloyd in this tournament, Tyler, had the exact opposite of an easy road to the finals. Check this out. Is this the hardest road maybe ever for singles? Let's see. Where's this? First round match. Okay, so he played Miguel Alda, and then he played Dave Bacala, who you've played.
I did, but he's been getting a lot better, and I think he beat Yates Johnson.
Yeah,
Right?
Dave Bacala beat Yates Johnson. Yeah. And then, so the big thing is he had to play in the round of 64. That's the other thing. And then he goes Ben Johns, J-Dub, Kwang Duong, and then has to play Fed in the final.
Yeah.
Had he beat Fed, I think that would have been the greatest singles run ever.
Yeah.
He ended up losing the Fed in the final, but big shout out to Michael Lloyd.
Yeah.
Silver, that's back-to-back events. He's made at least the semis in.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, he's coming. He's only 26 years old.
We've talked about it. He hits a heavy ball.
Heavy ball.
The fans love him. He really likes to get that good energy going, good vibes. He's also a very fair line caller as well. He's very generous and
extremely
just really good sport all around.
Now, Fed didn't have an easy road either. Fed had Noe Cliff. He had Ross Whitaker, Noe Cliff, Zhao Mei, Hunter Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, singles is
tough.
So tough.
Singles is tough.
Yeah. Also, shout out Oliver Frank. He came through qualies, right? Yep. Beats Colin Schick, beats Donald Young, and then takes Connor Garnett to 3 games.
Yes. Yep.
He's another one, another up-and-comer, I mean, it's crazy. There's so many good singles players. Max Green is another one, right? I think a lot of people actually thought Max Green would give Ben a run for his money. I mean, Ben took care of business, but there's just so many good singles players out there right now.
Yep.
Your guy, Ivan Yakovlevich.
All right.
Is that good?
No, say it again.
Yakovlevich. Yakovlevich. I talked to Ivan.
Yes.
I butcher his last name. I'm determined to practice it and get better.
Okay, 5 times a day.
Gabe Joseph in the ankle socks had a good run. Then he ran into Tyson. But Kwang. Let's talk Kwang for a minute.
Okay.
Kwang made the semis in men's doubles, made the semis in mixed doubles, made the semis in men's singles.
Yes.
So he was going for Triple Crown.
Yep.
As of Saturday, he was going for Triple Crown.
Yep.
It's really impressive.
Yep.
So anyways, Fed wins it. Another gold medal for Fed. Hunter Johnson gets the bronze.
He'll finish the year off as the number 1 ranked player in singles, right? Fed?
Yeah. I don't think he could be touched now. I mean, Ben's not even playing Milwaukee.
Okay.
Because it's indoor.
But he'll make the finals, right, Ben?
Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's like 4 or 5 or something.
I think he's 2 still.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's still 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, Ben is still there, but there was a little bit of there. We'll get to it, but there was a huge bronze medal match on Sunday that actually is going to propel somebody into the finals.
Okay. All right, women's singles. Let's get into that.
Women's singles. Were you surprised?
No.
Annalie Waters.
But there were a couple other good matches leading up to that.
There was one, the match maybe of the whole week. Kate Fahey versus Leah Jansen.
Yes. So we were watching that.
Yeah.
So it was funny. Before we get into this match, it was funny.
Ben's number 2 in the race, but he is 8,000 points behind Fed.
How many is he in front of the number 3?
He's only 1,200 in front of Connor Garnett.
Okay, so he's fine.
And then there's a 3,000 point gap.
Gotcha.
Between.
What's funny is Jimmy and I were talking. He said something. He said, "We're here at this tournament, but now that we're here, I think I'm seeing less pickleball than ever because we had so many other things going on and we weren't able to watch all the matches. But with that said, we were watching the Leah Kate singles match outside on the boulevard, and so they didn't have any sound. Yeah, but you could tell what was going on.
Yeah, so I mean, they were very intense. They were screaming at each other. Maybe not at each other, but screaming every single point.
Yep.
It was just an epic match. They were going toe to toe. Leah did she went up, I think 10-9. Double fist pump, full double fist pump.
I think it was going down,
but double fist pump out of Leah. Match was 10-10, and Leah ends up missing
towards the end. There were a couple missed return of serves.
3 or 4 returns.
Yeah, forehands
that she doesn't miss, and Kate ends up pulling it out in the end, 14-12.
Yep.
And I mean, Leah's an emotional player, right? I don't think anybody would deny that, but This was just like pure frustration. I saw she walked off the court because she knew that was her match to win. I mean, she had several match points. I thought she played great. It was just down the stretch. She just missed a couple shots.
Yeah.
Kate hit the shot to go up 13-12 was insane by Kate. But if you go back and watch any match, I definitely would watch that one.
Yeah.
It was well worth it. I mean, those are two of the best singles players in the world. Now, Connor Pardo went on Pickleball TV, and they asked him about Kate Fahey.
And what did he say?
And you know what he said? He said that he thinks Annalie's going to win Sunday, which she did. But he said in 2025, Kate Fahey will beat Annalie Waters.
What, one time or consistently?
I mean, she lost 7 and 8. So it's not like she was that far off. And it was, I know game one was 7-7 at one point, and I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to beat Annalie consistently.
I think Paris Todd's game matches up the best against Annalie Waters. It just doesn't match up the best against other women's singles players.
So Paris had a 9-4 lead over Kate Fahey in game 3 and ended up losing 11-9.
Yeah.
So Kate's road, she had Alex Trong, Paris Todd, Leah Jansen, Salome, and Annalie Waters. Like, women's singles is stacked too.
Yeah, it's getting there. Getting there.
And then in the bronze match, Salome beats Catherine Parento 11-4, 11-6. So congrats to Annalie. Another singles title.
Did you see Salome playing?
Yeah, I did. I saw her.
Were you cheering her on?
I always cheer her on. I saw her kind of wandering around, like
on the Boulevard.
Just the whole
Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Do you like that song?
Yeah, actually, it's not bad.
Green Day. Let's go.
It's actually not a bad song.
Okay, real quick, we got to give a big shout out to our next sponsor, which is C&D Pickleball Nets. This tournament was like a separate standalone tournament. It wasn't part of the PPA or MLP tour. And so they had a new net sponsor. And I promise you, after playing on those nets, playing on different nets, competitor nets, you realize and you see the difference that C&D has in their nets. They're super high quality. Everything about them is great. And that's how pickleball should be played. We love their support. Thank you for the support of the show.
Look, we were there. They used a different net. They used a Dominator brand or something.
They did, yeah.
And it just doesn't compare. Like there truly is no comparison. I do think that maybe they upgraded a little bit from the nets they normally use.
You think yeah.
But point is there's no comparison to C&D. C&D are the best nets out there. That freaking monsoon that came through, those C&Ds would not have moved.
Yep.
They wouldn't have freaking budged. They're incredible nets built by incredible people. So go check them out
at bestpickleballnets.com.
A lady came up to us, Maya. Remember Maya from, she lives in Texas, like an hour and a half from Dallas. Just put in a court. C&D.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So yeah, check them out. Also, just real quick, just going back to, if you want to know how dominant Fed has been this year, like Annalie has won every singles event she's entered this year, right?
I thought there was one she did not, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, so Annalie, just to give you an idea, Annalie is 7,800 points ahead of the next closest person in the race, which is Brooke Buckner. Okay. Fed is 7,500 points ahead of Ben. So he's almost where Annalie is.
Who beat Brooke in singles? Brooke Buckner.
Let's find out. Tyler? I actually can't remember, to be honest with you. Wait, she didn't play. Did she play singles?
Did she not? She was there, but
Samantha Parker.
Okay,
Samantha Parker.
All right.
That's a good dub for her. Beat her in 3.
Wow.
Brooke was the 2 seed.
Okay, moving on to mixed doubles.
Yeah. Mixed.
Yeah,
I mean, that one is fairly consistent, right? That's the one that Ben and Annalie continue to, even though they're losing in men's and they, lose in women's, mixed doubles.
Seems to be the safest one for them.
Yeah, that seems to be like the easiest money for them. I think a lot of that has to do with so much parity for everybody else and there's in terms of like partnerships and they just kind of stay consistent.
Yeah.
So, there was a couple really interesting partnerships. Kwong and Anna Bright played for the first time. They had a really deep run, ended up losing to Ben and Anneli in the semis, but they had wins over Deckel and Tina, Colin Johns and Elise. And then, go ahead.
The big upset for me was Jack Sock and Callie versus Etienne.
Etienne and Maria
Yeah,
Klotsky?
I think so. Yeah. Did you see that match?
Klotsky. Yeah, I did actually. So,
And you may have thought it would be an upset, which it still probably was. However, that same team, Etienne, I think they were up in the next match against Elise and Colin, or it went 3 games.
yeah, they lost 12-10 in the third.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a tough team as well.
Oh, Canada. Give it up for Canada.
Yep.
And I'm guessing because Etienne lives in Austin, so my guess is he's pretty familiar with the Johns brothers as well. Mm-hmm. With Colin's game, so I'm sure that helped in that next one. But yeah, Callie and Jack, I mean, losing in the round of 64, that's tough. That's a really tough loss, especially in the progression draw. Now you got to kick it there all week, right? Other kind of interesting ones, Alex Trong and Connor Garnett beat Megan Dazan and Andre Descu.
They did, yeah. Connor Garnett was loving that match. I didn't see it, but I guess he had a lot of highlights from that match.
Yeah, he did. He had a two-way winner down the middle. I heard about it 17 times this weekend. He hit a two-way winner down the middle on match point, and they both just looked and stared at it as it went between them. Love Connor. Leia.
He's in Utah right now.
He's always in Utah.
Yeah.
Leia Jansen, Noe Cliff.
That was a good match, yeah.
Beat James Ignatovich, Vivian David 12-10 in the third. Mm-hmm. So, again, I mean, Leia, that's a good run for Leia, right? And then Christian and Etta beat Hayden and Jesse 11-9 in the third.
Was that semis or quarters?
That was quarters.
Okay.
So, really close matches. We get to the finals. It's Ben and Anneli taking on Christian Alshon and Etta Wright. Ben and Anneli, I mean, it just got worse and worse. 11-9, 11-5, 11-2. Mm-hmm. Good win for them. But in the women, in the bronze match, Rachel Rohrbacher and Fed are taking on Kwong and Anna. Mm-hmm. Rachel Rohrbacher sits 9th in the PPA standings
for mixed or women's?
For mixed.
Okay.
To make the finals.
Uh-huh.
The top 8 make the finals. With that bronze medal win, that puts her into number 8 spot, passing Jesse Irvin.
Okay.
To make the finals.
Are they both playing Milwaukee?
I believe so, but I believe that it
does that
I think it solidified it. Yeah. So that's a pretty impressive. I mean, that's a big win for Rachel.
Who did Jesse play with? Oh, Hayden. Yeah.
And they lost.
Gotcha.
One round before that. So yeah. So Rachel has. So it looks like. Yeah, it solidifies it. So Rachel has 5,500. Jesse has 4,800.
Yeah.
So that's a massive win for her.
Wow.
Now, if someone pulls out or whatever, but I mean, looking at the list, I don't think we'll see. Yeah. So good dub there.
Okay. Any other mixed?
Anneli Waters has 22,300 points in mixed. Second is
10,000.
Anna Bright with 12,000.
12,000.
So she has 10,000 more points. Yeah. She has more points than the third place person has total. Yeah. More points ahead of second.
Okay. Yeah. Now, men's doubles.
Men's doubles was spicy.
Spicy.
Did you have any barbecue while you were in Texas?
No, I wanted to, and I did not.
It's tough when you
Torchies, though.
We had Torchies.
Torchies is
tough
great.
when you don't have a car.
Yeah.
All right, men's doubles. Big match. Travis Rettenmeyer, Zane Navratil versus Federico Staksrud, Matt Wright.
Quarterfinals, right?
Quarterfinals. No, semis.
No, it wasn't semis.
Quarters. Okay. Third. We're in the third game. 9-9. Mm-hmm. Fed, the ball, Travis throws up a terrible lob. Okay. Fed has his foot on the line, and if this is the line, and he slides his foot back, hits the overhead. No call. Travis and Zane say he pushed off the line. Mm-hmm. So they challenge the push off. Goes to the truck for booth review. Mm-hmm. The referee in the truck comes back and says, yep, it was a foot fault. He pushed off the line. Matt Wright says, no. He drug his foot. We can see the replay. This is what the rule states. So Matt starts to argue. Matt asks for the head referee.
Matt was arguing.
Yeah, weird, huh?
Weird.
The lawyer that he is, Matt asks for the head referee. Head referee comes over. Matt discusses. We're 20 minutes into this. Matt says to the referee, look, you're wrong. The guy in the truck is wrong. Mm-hmm. He says it's not a foot fault. If you drag your foot, that means your foot is touching the ground and it's reestablished.
Yep.
He didn't lift it up and put it back down. He drug it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Just like in the NFL, if you get 2 feet in, if you drag it, it counts. Mm-hmm. So Matt's arguing. The head referee agrees with Matt and says, you are correct. That is the actual interpretation of the call. The referee in the truck was wrong. Mm-hmm. It's a legal play. So now Zane and Travis call Connor Pardo over because they're saying, no, how do you essentially overturn that if the ref says that? Connor comes over and says, whatever the head referee says stands. Let me just be clear about this.
It was not Don. It was Alan.
Not Don. It was Alan Roman, who is looking slim and trim, by the way. Alan Roman, whatever you're doing, keep it up, my guy. Let me just be clear about this. They got it right. They got the call right. And again, I know, and Travis is a huge advocate for just getting the call right and all these players making bad line calls and blah, blah, blah. And I know that he's been arguing this and saying, I can't believe, how do you overturn it if they already said it? But at the end of the day, even though it took 20 minutes and it's complete asinine the way that it all worked out, the correct call ended up being made.
Does the video show clearly that he drags his feet?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But the video does show clearly that his foot was on the line.
Okay. So the angle I saw, I don't know if there's more angles, but it was from behind the player. And I just feel like even that is not a great view. And so I don't know if they have different viewpoints.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe that's possible. That could be what Travis is arguing. But the point is dragging your foot is legal.
Yes, that is 100% legal for sure.
And Connor Pardo flat out said the referee in the truck missed it. He made a bad call. He missed it. Mm-hmm. And in the end, the ultimate goal of anything is to make sure you make the correct call, is to get the call right.
Yes.
So I understand Zane and Travis's frustration, especially after the referee, called that. But in the end, they did get the call correct.
The only thing that I don't like about
assuming they have a good enough angle.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like about that is the bullying.
Yes.
He was essentially bullied to get the right call. Bad calls happen all the time. We see it in basketball. We see it in football and everything like that. And you just can't complain until you get it right. There's sometimes when the call is just wrong and you have to go on with it. So that's what I don't love about with it.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I mean, Matt definitely – but players do have the right to appeal to the head ref.
Yes, yep.
And that's what Matt did. And, clearly Matt was adamant that they were.
How did he see it? Were they re-showing it on the screen, or did they look at their phone?
I believe they were re-showing it on the screen. Maybe they were looking on their phone, but I believe that Matt, and maybe Matt just saw Fed do it. Mm-hmm. But I think Matt, truthfully, I mean, it sounds crazy, but Matt had a better understanding of the rule than the referee in the truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good. Also, going back to it, it was over 20 minutes
that's a problem.
That it didn't get resolved.
Yeah, that's a
over
problem.
20 minutes.
And I get it. It was a crucial point in the match. It was 9-9.
Yeah.
And so Matt and Fed end up winning that 11-9. Mm-hmm. Matt, I mean, look, there's in the bronze match, Matt went hard at some lady, like literally told her, enjoy playing 2-5.
2-5 to 3-0, yeah.
Yeah, because she was cheering for Kwong.
Yeah.
And then Matt was kind of getting in Kwong and CJ's head. I mean, they're young kids. Neither one of them really talks much.
Yeah.
So probably easy to bully them in a way. And it's kind of Matt Wright's game. And I mean, in this situation, I understand why Travis and Zane were pissed, because they felt like they did everything they were supposed to. The call was overturned. It was actually overturned because the call was not originally made.
Correct. Yeah.
And then it ends up getting flipped again. So, just crazy controversy. Connor, we recorded a podcast with Connor Pardo. Mm-hmm. He said that can't happen. And they're actually going to get all of the refs' iPads or
like
video
monitor
on site. That, like, hopefully.
At least for the grandstand courts.
Yeah, he said hopefully as soon as finals. Mm-hmm. Where they can view it on site as opposed to putting on the headset and someone in the truck.
Yeah.
He said generally the people in the truck are newer referees. And so they also, may want to put more experienced referees in the truck as well.
Yeah.
But he addressed it immediately and said that they're going to kind of take the steps to get that resolved. So, yeah. So anyways, Pablo and Deckel made a really deep run, kind of a surprise.
Finals, right?
Yeah, made the finals.
Yeah.
And they lose to Riley Newman and Hayden Patriquin.
Before that, CJ Klinger and Kwong.
Yeah.
They were probably the biggest breakout this tournament.
Yeah,
doubles.
so they beat the Johns brothers.
Yep.
They beat them 1-6. So they CJ was blowing up Ben. Kwong was blowing up Colin. They literally just hit every ball as hard as they could right through them. Even when they would dink, they were winning every hands battle. After the match, Colin is seen sitting on the bench, and he is like just saying stuff about Ben. They're not looking at each other. They walk off. They're pissed off at each other. I mean, look, you have brothers. I assume you guys fight. I assume you guys especially fight when you play, or did fight when you play sports. I mean, you were partners with your brother for a while.
Yep.
I'm sure there was disagreements when you played.
A few.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But the question is this the end of Ben and Colin? I mean, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse. They also allegedly were complaining about the lighting again.
The lighting was bad. The lighting was really bad. I will agree with that. But however, everybody's playing in the same circumstances, the same environment.
The lighting on championship court?
Everywhere. Yeah, even during the daytime, there's so many shadows.
Yeah, so that's when they were complaining during the day. That's why they brought in those extra lights.
Yeah, which actually helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's just interesting. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if do you think that what's your prediction? Do Ben and Colin stick together? Do they switch it up? Who would you like to see Ben play with?
I like Ben. I don't know him all that well, and so I don't know. I mean, I think him and Colin get along pretty well, and so I think it would have to be a mutual decision.
Is Colin's new girlfriend the problem?
Who is that?
Well, the rumor is he's dating Maddie Torin now, who is Ben's social media girl. Is that the problem? Is Ben jealous that Maddie's taking more pictures of Colin than she is of him?
I don't know. We'll have to ask.
The rumor is she's only like 19.
The rumor? I feel like that should be a fact.
I think she might be. I'm saying she could be 20 by now. I haven't seen her birth certificate. How old's Colin?
I think somebody said he's 31 or 32. 31.
Let's see if we can find out.
Go to Duper. That's the easiest way.
Yeah. But Duper's like let's see. Well, in April 2023, it says at 18 years old, Maddie is the youngest PPA referee. And now it's 2024.
Well, that's not a hard accomplishment.
I know, but
to be the youngest referee.
I understand, but my point is math, right? Math says if in 2023 she was 18 still, 2024.
So that's 1 year.
It's 1 year. She's 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, good for them.
Anything else?
No. Anyway.
I think it would have to be a mutual decision. I don't know if one of them would necessarily drop the other person.
You don't think?
I don't know. What do I know?
Who would Ben pick up? I mean, he could have his pick, right? So Ben's not playing. Here's an interesting fact.
So some people have said Gabe Tardio. I don't know. For some reason.
So I know that Gabe.
I would have thought he would have reached out to Matt. Because they have history and they've done extremely well.
So Ben's not playing Milwaukee. It's indoor. Colin is playing with AJ Kohler. Ben's also not playing Australia. Colin's playing with Jay.
Yeah.
Is this a preview of things to come, maybe?
I mean, I think you'd have to wait another month.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What if Ben doesn't pick Colin for finals?
Who would he pick? Any of those guys?
Hayden?
I don't know.
Hayden's got 3 gold medals this year, dude.
Yeah.
With 3 different partners.
Yeah.
I mean, Hayden is freaking 19.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yep.
He's had a great Hayden. Fed has had a great run.
Yep.
This year. Gabe Tardio's had a good run this year. I mean, there's a lot of other players that he could choose. Now, would they play the same right side that Colin plays? That I don't know. I mean, Hayden kind of can play both, but he plays a lot. He played a lot of left with Riley. Although
did he play with Alshon? Has Ben played with Alshon?
I don't think so.
He's played with James once.
Yeah.
So
I'm that's surprised. Another one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Alshon could be a good fit.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I don't know.
Dylan Frazier could be a great fit.
Yeah, Dylan already plays with the right.
Yeah, already is. Yeah, I was already kind of embraced that.
But would Dylan leave JW is a question.
Well, I don't think so. But I did also hear a rumor that Hayden and Dylan were playing some matches next year with Georgia. So I don't know. Is JW and Georgia gonna branch out?
Who knows? Next year will be a lot of fun. CJ Klinger and Kwong move on to play J-Dub and Dylan. Yeah. And they win in 2, right? Or 3?
No. J-Dub and Dylan played Riley and Hayden.
Oh, okay.
And lost in 3. CJ and Kwong played Alshon and Ignatowicz and won in 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then they lost in 3 to Pablo and Deckel.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they beat, back to back. They literally won.
You want to hear a savage thing?
What's that?
So yesterday, Sunday, I was in the gym working out at the hotel.
Yeah.
And I opened the hotel door, the gym door, and CJ Klinger's there kind of working out, everything like that. I say hi to him. And then we keep working out. Another 20 minutes go by, and then CJ leaves. And I was like, hey, good luck, man. And he says, good luck to you today. And I wasn't playing.
Okay.
I think he was just making fun of me that I wasn't in the tournament when he was.
Okay.
That's pretty savage.
Listen, first of all, CJ has no idea if you're playing or not. Love CJ, but he has no clue.
Good luck today.
Second of all,
to me, when I wasn't even playing.
Maybe he's just saying good luck in life. So I was at the Delta Sky Lounge and leaving. And
they said, have a good flight. And you said, you too?
Yes. And I think that's what CJ did.
No, he meant it. It hurt. I was like, wow, I'm really not playing today.
Would you ever play CJ, 2 lefties?
I'd love to. I want to.
Double lefties?
Rafa's always asked me, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he always falls out.
Dude, Rafa and Hunter lost 12-10 in the third to freaking J-Dub and Dylan. J-Dub and Dylan.
I love it. I love men's doubles. Men's doubles is fun. I love the parity. I love the close matches. I love seeing new partnerships.
Yeah. The other two that had a great, they lost 12-10 in the third too. Casey Diamond and Max Freeman.
They had
to Dylan and J-Dub.
They were up 7-0 in the third.
Yeah.
And then I think 10-7.
Crazy.
Yeah. Wild. So
and then
it's fun to see.
My guy, Chris Hayworth and Grayson Golden, they took Riley and Hayden the freaking 3.
Yeah. I don't think the third game was that close, right? Like 11-3.
11-4. Yeah. 11-4, yeah. So
yeah.
Anyways.
Any other good matches?
No, I mean, there's so many, but no, I mean, that was.
So I keep bringing this up, and I mean, I'm just a big complainer, but we played Hayden Riley in the round of 16, and they go on to win the tournament.
Yeah.
I feel like the last 5 to 7 tournaments, the teams that I've lost to, me and my partner, have gone on to either win it or take top 3, which I don't know if that's a good thing to be proud of or not, but. Well, it's a little bit frustrating.
I mean, at least you're losing to the eventual champions, right?
Yeah, but it'd be nice to not play them in the round of 16.
That's true.
Okay, women's doubles.
Women's doubles. Okay. So, Rachel Rohrabacher.
Your favorite.
I was wearing a white sweatshirt, and she was from me to you, Tyler. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting, it was right after Conor Garnett's singles match.
Okay.
She's from me to you. She's just getting something out of her bag. And she's wearing all white dress, and I'm wearing a white sweatshirt. Okay. And I say, Rachel, I wore white to support you today. Got the team colors on. Thought I was being nice, friendly. Tyler, it went like this. And then she said nothing.
She acknowledged you?
No, she looked like.
So she didn't hear you then?
No, she heard me. Believe me, she heard me. She gave me 0 acknowledgement, 0 nothing.
You should have screamed so she could hear.
I think she hates me.
Well.
Is it because I said that her screaming is annoying? Which, by the way, Rachel, you did not scream this tournament.
They did.
Not like she does in the past.
Yeah.
In her match against Tyra and Elise, she was very quiet.
Yeah.
No screaming, no yelling.
Well, that's because they were down.
I know, but they did come back and win.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it has been. It wasn't like it was at MLP.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it wasn't like that. Also, I do need to give Rachel a little bit of credit.
How much?
Tiny bit.
Okay.
Clearly, she could not see the ball against Tyra and Elise.
So she rips off the glasses and she's able to see so much quicker.
She actually did see better when she took them off, but she clearly couldn't see the ball. It was getting into her body. And she wasn't over there complaining. She wasn't yelling about the ball. She wasn't yelling about the lighting. She wasn't yelling about anything.
Yeah.
She just made an adjustment and still won the match. Like, I think she deserves. I mean, I think that should be the standard.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it's not, and so I think she deserves a little bit of credit for that. She wasn't making excuses, so props to Rachel for that.
Okay, any other matches?
So, I mean, that's the big thing. So, Tyra and Elise had them.
They had a great tournament.
They did have a great tournament, but they had Anna and Ray won game 1. They were up big in game 2 and lost.
Yeah.
They were up 7-2 in game 3 and ended up losing.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, their run is another one. I mean, Brooke Buckner and Zoe, Etta and Megan, and then they played Anna and Rachel, and then they ended up beating Leah and Tina Pisnik in the bronze match. So Tyra and Elise get a bronze. And then Anna and Rachel. Let's talk about it for a minute.
Okay.
Do we have an official, like, it's probably still 70-30, I would say, Annalie and Catherine. But we went 5 games in Vegas. Anna Bright and Rachel have beat them.
Yeah, I mean, I love to see it. The only thing that's very interesting to me is...
It was 4-8 and 6, by the way, so it wasn't even close.
Anna Bright and Rachel, they almost lost in the semis.
Yeah.
They almost lost.
Yeah.
And had they not won that, I'm fairly certain that Annalie and Catherine would have won the finals pretty easily.
Yeah.
Against Elise and Tyra. Like,
Yeah.
Anna Bright and Rachel almost lost. We're talking a matter of points. But they didn't. And so, yeah, I mean, I love seeing these closer matches, especially in women's doubles. I would still have to give the edge, obviously, to Annalie.
Sure.
And
Like I said,
Catherine.
it's probably still 70-30, but Anna and Rachel are closing the gap.
Yeah.
They blew up Catherine in that match, literally just hit every ball at her. I mean, just blew her up. They have a good strategy. They're getting better. And yeah, I mean, sometimes though you have those close matches early and then, I mean, look, Anna and Rachel went, I mean, there was 12-10 against Lena and Lane Sleeth.
Yep.
Right? I mean, there's close matches and sometimes I think that helps you. Sometimes it hurts you. But in a progressive draw, it probably helps you. It's not as big of a deal because you're not playing a 3-gamer, then turning around 15 minutes later and playing again.
Yep.
Right? You can kind of just play 1 game a day and get those kinks out. So I think that we're going to see, obviously, Anna and Rachel play again next year. Does Annalie stick with Catherine?
I would imagine so, at least for the next 4 to 5 months, at least.
I mean, who else can she pick up that's going to do what Catherine does, right? Like, and what I mean by that is...
And somebody said this, my personal opinion, I don't think that Anna Bright would play with Annalie right now.
No.
If Annalie asked her,
if Anna Bright played with Annalie right now, that would be, it would be Bush League, truthfully, because I think that's a cop-out. Like, you've worked very hard.
Exactly, yeah.
With Rachel, and you've unseated her twice now.
Yeah.
You took her to 5 games and lost on basically match point a third time.
Yeah.
You're showing that you can play with her. You've brought Rachel along. Like, don't stop now. Like, I think it's more satisfying.
For sure.
To do it that way than to team back up with Annalie.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, will Meg and Etta make the finals?
I believe so, but and we can look right now.
They had an incredible start to the year. And then ever since, I don't know, halfway through, maybe a little bit before then, I feel like we haven't seen their names as much.
Yeah, I mean, they're still, consistent.
They were almost finals every single tournament.
Yeah, they're still
4,
consistent
5, 6 tournaments.
quarters and some semis appearances.
Yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So women's doubles.
Where are they at?
Etta is 6 and Megan they're tied.
Okay, so they had so many points from the beginning then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so here's something. Remember, it's a 12-month from last year, right? Yeah. So Annalie is 1, Catherine's 2, and then Anna and Rachel are 3 and 4, and then Callie is 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then Megan and... Oh, wait. No. Sorry, we got to switch that. That is rank for the race. For the race, it's Annalie Catherine, Anna Bright, Rachel, then Megan and Etta.
Okay.
Then Callie, then Tyra. And then Lucy is, someone's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lucy is about 900 points behind Tyra.
Where does she come in at?
9.
Okay.
So we may not see Lucy in the finals.
I thought finals was top 16.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking mixed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be fine.
Lucy, Georgia, Tina, Leia, yeah.
It's Elise, and there's like 2 or 3 other people that are right there on the border.
Yeah, so Elise is 15.
Okay.
So this bumped Elise.
Yeah.
So she's 15. And then Vivian David is 16. Jade and Jackie are 17 and 18. Mm-hmm. And they're about 600 points behind Vivian David, but they didn't play in this event. So they actually could have very well made the finals had they played in this event.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right, moving on to our next sponsor. Thank you, Vulcan. They are the official ball of the PPA and also MLP tours.
Yeah.
They also are the official ball of King of the Court podcast. They sponsor us. So go check them out. The ball is incredible.
Dude, we had a blast with Vulcan this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were there at their trailer every single day.
Also, we met the dude that did this.
Yeah.
That made this for us.
Shadow Blaze.
Yeah, he made this for us. We met him.
Yeah.
He hung out with us.
I actually met him before.
Yeah. Hung out with us this week. Vulcan, so they had a big shack set up. They did a party. They did meet and greets. We met, first of all, shout out Lucia, Lily, Danny App did. Those guys put on a show. They literally, there was something going on over that Vulcan shack every single day.
Yeah.
You know, they did like show us your talent, give free balls. We had there's all sorts of things. But the big thing is we met some of the main guys behind the Vulcan brand. We met Bill and the Mikes and JB, and those dudes are visionaries.
Yeah.
And they have this brand headed in the right direction, and they are going to stop at nothing, to make sure that everything is perfect. And I mean, we've seen it with the ball. This freaking ball is phenomenal.
Yeah. The V Pro Flight.
The V Pro Flight Gen 2. I actually talked to a couple players, and they were raving about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check out Vulcan. Go buy your balls. You want to play with the balls?
VulcanSportingGoods.com. Use code KOTC for the best price possible.
If you want to play with the balls that the pros are playing with, or if you're going to go to Worlds or you're going to play at any PPA event, this is the ball they use. And we always want to practice with the ball that everybody else is, that we're actually going to use.
Yes.
So check it out.
Thank you for your support. Go check them out. Anything else?
No.
So this upcoming week we have Milwaukee, which is the last. Well, I guess they have Daytona, but that technically counts for the 2025 year.
Daytona does?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just have Milwaukee in the normal schedule, and then after that is the finals, which only select players go to.
Yeah.
So this week is the last one of this year.
Yeah. So big.
Also, not a lot of players are going to Milwaukee.
The draws are interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Like in fact, I think
So I posted them in the Discord. But yeah, I mean, it's not a full stack by any means. Ben Johns isn't there. JW's not there.
But some interesting, we'll go very fast, but Gabe and Fed are playing together. Mm-hmm. They're actually the 1 seed. Mm-hmm. Hayden and Riley again. Mm-hmm. Andre and Pablo again. Mm-hmm. You were playing with Noe.
Yes.
Cliff. Kwong and Dylan Frazier are the 2
Wait,
seed.
who is James with?
James is with CJ Klinger.
Okay.
Kwong and Dylan Frazier are the 2. Colin Johns, AJ Kohler are the 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, there's some great, new partnerships and new matchups. So that'll be exciting to see. No Ben and Colin. No Ben, sorry. No J-Dub.
Connor's not there.
Connor Arnett's not there. So there's a few. No Tyson.
Yeah.
So there's a few people missing, but yeah, that's going to be awesome. In mixed doubles, again, Dylan, Frazier, Anna Bright. Mm-hmm. They're the 1 seed. Kate Fahey and Fed.
Okay.
That'll be interesting. Leia and Max Freeman.
Oh, nice.
Kawamoto's are back. Riley with Jackie and Zane with Jade.
Okay.
Hayden and Tyra.
Okay.
So that's it. That's in one we haven't really seen. Callie Smith and Spencer Smith.
The Smiths. Let's go.
Ignatowicz and Rohrabacher.
Okay.
That's your 2 seed. Kwong Kwong and Tina Pisnik. And yeah, so again, great.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
This is indoors. It's at a convention center. Last I heard, I don't know if it's certain, but last I heard is the flooring is going to be better than what it was in Salt Lake. It's a different material. It's from the same company, but it's like a new product.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's at the Baird Center.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Callie and Paris Todd are your 2 seed in women's, by the way.
Is Anna Lee there?
No.
Okay. Is Catherine there? She's not.
No.
Okay.
So Anna and Rachel are the 1. Callie and Paris are the 2. Tina and Leia are the 3. And Elise and Tyra are the 4. Okay. And then the Kawamotos are the 5. And then the 6 is, who is the 6? Oh, Zoe and Jesse. Oh, Zoe and Jesse playing together. Yeah. Jeannie Bouchard's there, though. Coop and Kate Fahey are playing together.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Last but not least, let's get into some questions.
Let's do it.
But first and foremost, we'd like to give a big shout out to Holy Performance. Jimmy, tell us about Holy.
Yeah, so Holy, I've been taking Holy now for almost 30 days. I mean, I've been taking it longer, but almost 30 days. I get up in the morning before I, go about my day, before I work out, before I do the podcast, I take the pregame. Right? Gives me a little boost, a little caffeine boost, gets my blood flowing, gets me fired up. And then throughout the day, I like to take the hydration.
Hydration is great.
Yeah, we got to stay hydrated, right? Yeah. Like we don't realize how little water and how little hydration. And so that's the in game, as they call it. And then usually, at nighttime, I take the post game. Post game is all of your BCAAs, your glutamine, all of your recovery stuff. They also have greens as well.
Nice.
And yeah, they're doing a big Black Friday sale also with Holy. Use code KOTC. They're doing a bunch of giveaways, so stay tuned for that. We'll collab on some stuff with them. And then last but definitely not least, we have a KOTC flavor.
Yeah, when's that coming out?
I think we're only a couple weeks away. I got to get with Jordan at Holy this week, actually. He tried to connect last week, and we were obviously very busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Holy is awesome. It tastes great. That's the other thing. It's the biggest thing is you can have all the health food in the world, but most of it tastes like ass. Okay? This tastes incredible. So go check out Holy Performance.
Yep.
And use code KOTC.
Alrighty, getting into questions. All right, do you want to read this first one, or is that skipping?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, we'll skip it.
I don't know what that means.
All right. Somebody said Jim Kloss QD beef.
Is there beef between Kloss? I know that Jim Kloss, like QD said something on Facebook a while ago about Kloss and was like basically saying that he's going to, like, QD say I don't agree with you, but I don't even remember what it was about. But QD, bro, he's a monster. Like, he literally was playing for Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Right? All the way up until Saturday, and he came up a little bit short, but I didn't realize how good.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Okay, please hold.
All right. Somebody said, or
okay,
continue.
Oh yeah, so QD and Kloss, I don't know of any beef. I'm not sure. I mean, again, QD had a great run. Give him credit. Saw the whole family there. Bao. I actually heard somebody ask Bao why he wasn't playing. And dude, I give all the props for this. That's why he wasn't playing, and Bao said that this was a big tournament for his brother, and he just needed to be there to support and no distractions.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you guys right now, Bao is the future of this sport. Kid is he's a monster. And I'm also going to get him to play football someday. Bao, got you, my guy.
Somebody said, how about a Tyler Loon, Kate Fahey mixed partnership? I've talked with her, and I think it would be fun. I think female.
She asked you, and you freaking were late reply.
Yeah.
You replied too late.
Yeah.
You had a chance.
I had a chance. Whoops. I don't know. Maybe next year we can get a couple in.
Yeah. Kate's good.
Pickleball Central staff in Dallas didn't know what KOTC promo code is. Don't they listen to the pod? So in person at any of the tournaments, they don't accept any of the codes at Pickleball Central. So
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, and that's how it is with everything. Like, you can't walk into a store and be like, "Oh, there's an online coupon." Well, maybe Walmart, but yeah. So buy them online. Just the thing is just don't buy them in person. Just buy it online, and then literally it emails it to you, and then you just show it to them in person. Yeah. You can buy it on the bus on your way there.
By the way, the code for this month in November is KOTC 11 24. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about all the new partnerships and how it is making watching so much better? We did talk about that. I love seeing new partnerships, especially men's doubles and men's singles. We're seeing a ton of upsets, and women's doubles. We're seeing a lot of new teams come out on top. Will we ever see equipment fitting paddles like those in sports like golf?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think we're already seeing it. There's a pretty big name player that sounds like they're leaving Yola. We've been talking about him on this pod. It sounds like they're going to a new. Actually, I don't care. It sounds like Fed's going to Adidas. Rumor is Fed's going to go to Adidas. I don't know. That's the rumor. And I know that they've been working very hard on fitting a paddle that's exact length he wants, it's exact edge guard he wants, and I think that we're going to start seeing that.
I thought they already do that.
Well, yeah.
What's this question asking?
You obviously have suggestions, but what they're saying is, can an amateur player walk in and they'll start fitting you? Because in clubs you swing.
Gotcha.
So I think what they'll do is, will there be a machine out there like when you swing a golf club and it shows you your swing speed and things like that, and your plane? And they'll be like, okay, you need to add a little bit of weight here so that the plane of your paddle on your forehand is this.
Gotcha.
This, things like that. And I think that that's very possible in the future. I mean, we can't even get deflection testing right, so we may have to work on that first.
Is it time for Anna Lee to drop CP? The gap between Anna Bright and Rachel and CP is widening. So we talked about this.
Wait, widening or closing?
They said widening, but
it's got to be closing.
Yeah,
It's got to be closing. Because the gap is still Anna Lee and CP above Rachel and Anna. You don't beat somebody once and get, I mean, Allen Iverson made the NBA Finals with that horrible 76ers team, but nobody was saying Allen Iverson, that Sixers, and they won game 1 over the Lakers, by the way, and nobody was saying that they were better than the Lakers.
Why is Colin such a snitch? They didn't say snitch.
He just was born that way. I just don't think he can help himself. I feel like the Johns brothers, I don't know what's going on in their lives, but they have a...
Well, I think you do, actually. You mentioned...
Okay, well, I just think that... I think they're burned out. I think it's late in the season, and I really feel like they just can't get out of their own way. And it's tough. Sometimes these guys just can't figure it out. And there's just people out there that just can't get out of their own way. And unfortunately, they went from the top men's player in the men's team in the world and beloved by everybody to truthfully, go look at any post, any comment. And Ben's, it's not as bad, but anything about Colin, people freaking can't stand the guy.
Somebody said refs bad calls. I don't know if there were a lot of bad calls by refs or not this tournament, but
I didn't see a lot of bad calls. There was a couple calls where I was watching. I can't even remember what match I was watching, but the ref was confirming. The players would question the ref, and the ref was confirming it, and it was no chance that the ref could see that. Mm-hmm. And then there were it was Connor Garnett against Hunter Johnson. Yeah. And there was no chance that the ref could see what he was confirming, and then they would review it, and the ref was wrong. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, if you're confirming as a ref, you better be 100%. But, by the way, refs, love them. It's thankless, dude. It's the most thankless job in the world.
For sure, yeah.
And those guys are out there, and they're freaking... You know Onisha.
I do. I saw her talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she told me about your football again at TOC.
That was incorrect.
It was correct.
No.
Onisha is the GOAT. If you could choose any referee to ref for your match, why is it Onisha?
It's not.
Who would it be? H?
Just kidding. H is good. I like H. Onisha's good.
Yeah.
There's
Mary Bittner?
Which one's that?
You know Mary. You would know Mary if you saw her. Mary's great.
There's this one ref, and oh my gosh. Not good.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is it?
I'm not going to say who. I don't know the name, but she gave me and Dirk.
Oh, it's she. Okay.
She gave me and Dirk a time violation warning for Dirk coming up to me and asking me a 1-second question.
Well, Tyler, but you can go wipe your face 47 times on a towel.
Exactly.
James Ignatowicz literally uses timeouts while he plays.
A time violation warning or whatever it was for partner communication.
Well, spit it out, Dirk.
Somebody said, I'd be curious how you guys differentiate skills of 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0. That's a long question to answer. At each level, they're better than the previous level.
The funny thing is you can almost watch a player and you can kind of, we went on Pickle Pod and they do like a little segment called Guess the Duper.
Uh-huh.
And they watch players play and then they kind of guess what their duper is.
Yeah.
I think you can watch a player and tell, but the reality is it's just how they structure points. Are they able to do some things? But I don't think that like we have a set list of guidelines.
Yeah.
Now, USAP does have set guidelines.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's funny is if you can like keep scoring consistently, keep a rally, you're like a 4 or 5.
Yeah. Somebody said, thoughts on Worlds and Nationals being one big tournament? That would be chaos.
It would. There'd be 6,000 plus players. I mean, I don't think I wasn't at Nationals, so I can't speak.
Well, it's this week.
Oh, it's this week. Yeah. That's right. So I don't know how Nationals is going to be, but I do know that Worlds was incredible. And if you added 6,000 or 3,000 more players, it would be wild. Now, the one thing I'll say about Nationals is I've played at Nationals. I played at Nationals at Indian Wells. I loved it. But without pro players, I feel like without the top pro players, I feel like it's going to be lacking a little bit.
Is Tyler superstitious when playing or a little stitious? I'm not very superstitious.
No.
I'm pretty...
You do like to eat the same meal the whole time you're on the road.
Yeah, I don't know if that's superstition or just... I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Hunter Johnson Garnett's kryptonite? CG has seemed to struggle with him quite a bit recently. He has beaten him, so...
Yeah, Hunter is playing incredible right now.
Yeah.
Especially his singles. Yeah. And, a lot of people, we sat, right.
Wait, who took third in men's singles? Kwong pulled out.
Kwong pulled out.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Hunter did.
Yeah.
So we sat right there on Connor's bench and watched that match, and people around us were like, afterwards were like, was Connor just bad? Or because Hunter ran off 20 straight points.
Yeah.
And then Connor came back in game 2 and Hunter ended up closing it out. But I was like, no, Hunter was that good.
Yeah.
Like it felt like Hunter was just so freaking good.
Somebody said Tyler ranked above James in PPA men's doubles. I have not checked the rankings. I know I was ahead of him, but I don't know what.
James just hasn't played well in doubles. It's okay. Like, you guys, James is more reputation than substance right now. Like he hasn't done great in mixed. And the reality is he had a really good run with Anna Bright, and now let's see what happens as he doesn't play with her moving forward. And in men's doubles, by the way, James is barely ahead of you by for the race he's ahead of you by 600 points. For the actual ranking, he's only ahead of you by 100.
Gotcha. All right, somebody said, what was the best live show during the week? So our interviews. Who did you like the most? I thought all of them were good. I thought Pardo was good. I like Sam Query. That was good.
So we have Sam Query, we have Connor Pardo, we have Michael Lloyd,
Jay DeVilliers, Caitlin Kerr. We have Taylor Holder. Yeah, that was good.
He's a TikTok star and country singer. He was great. That one's gonna be incredible. In fact, we're gonna kind of align that with the release of his new single.
Yeah,
he's got a single coming out called "Dying Flame." He was great. I mean, I thought they were all good. Like none of them, were like meh to me. Yeah. Sometimes we have some of these and I'm like, eh. But these were good. And then in terms of, and then also the performances, do they mean the performances or just what we did? The ones we did?
I think just the ones we did.
Yeah, they were good. Caitlin Kerr, you guys will like a lot, actually.
All right, 2 more questions. Somebody said
she's wild for her interview.
Nighttime games with lots of shadows on the court. How do players feel about conditions? They don't like them. I mean, I actually really like playing at nighttime. I think it's fun. It's different. But the court conditions need to be good.
Should they wait until it's completely dark instead of playing these dusk matches?
No, dusk is fine. I think they just need to have the extra lighting or make sure the lights are bright enough to sustain that. I mean, you go to these tennis tournaments, they're played outdoors, but those lights are bright.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, last question. This guy, He said, "I'm sorry I let you down in cornhole, Tyler. Who knew Pardo was good at cornhole?"
Oh yeah, that was that. What's that dude's
His
name?
name is Gannon.
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Pardo cooked you twice.
Dude, Pardo was incredible.
He's good at cornhole. I mean,
This guy was not as good as I thought he was going to be.
he's corny, so it makes sense he's good at cornhole.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But Pardo spent too much time in Dallas.
Yeah.
But dude, wait, I played cornhole with the Fit to Serve dude, Evan. Okay. And we played against this this daughter's father, son, a daughter and her dad. Okay. And the daughter was like probably in her 20s, I would guess, maybe. And the dad, anyways, they were like feeling the bags and they're like, oh yeah, these are pretty weak bags. And it was insane. The game was
Hole in one.
Both of them, the daughter and the dad. It was nuts. And we literally had one toss and the game was over. And she was like, oh yeah, my brother plays cornhole at Creighton. I was like, oh, they have a cornhole team. And then she was like,
is cornhole the next pickleball?
it could be. But then she was like, we make our own cornhole games and we have our own bags and we weigh them and all this. And I was like, okay, so you guys are like legit cornhole pros.
Yeah.
We got hustled. So,
all right. If you made it this far, please do us a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. We should be releasing quite a bit of content this week, and it will give you guys notifications when those videos get released.
yes, please. Wait, we have
a lot of exciting stuff coming.
we do, but we also only have like 1/10 of the people that listen to this pod actually subscribe.
It's not even 1/10. It's less than 1/10.
Less than 1/10. So go like it, subscribe, please. We need it. Go make some burner YouTube accounts. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify. It all helps the pod.
Yeah. It's always so fun seeing so many people. Oh, one really cool thing. Me and Jimmy.
Tom. We met a dude named Tom.
Tom from MySpace.
Al from Indy brought me blow pops. Gloria. I mean, there's so many people. There's a lady named Lisa who didn't even know who I was. Right? And was asking me like a million questions until she was too intoxicated to continue.
Yeah. We were chatting and these guys came up to get a picture with us and they said, "Hey, we love the pod, but I hate your take on the screaming and stuff like that."
Yeah, that one dude. The dude left his girlfriend in the stands.
Yeah.
To come get a picture with us, by the way, which was
I thought that was really cool because we can have disagreements. What I say is not law. But
Hayden also does not agree with your take.
Yeah, he was offended.
He kept asking if you were okay.
He was offended.
Yeah.
Makes sense that he partners with Riley.
So we did like this little meet and greet, and the dude literally leaves the stands and he comes over. He's like, "My girlfriend and I love your pod, blah blah blah." And he's like, "But Tyler, I totally disagree with your take on that. We need that screaming. We need the villains, whatever." And yeah, it was awesome. It was a respectful disagreement.
Yep.
And yeah.
Okay. We will see you guys next time.
Yeah.